What's up, Shackers? Welcome to Shack's Arcade Corner, where I go over some of the best arcade classics and a brief history. Today on Shack's Arcade Corner, Dig Dug shoveled its way into US arcades in the year 1982. The game was developed by Namco and used the same arcade hardware as the classic game Galaga. However, the game was published and brought over to the US by Atari. Dig Dug had a variety of different cabinets. Most common was the upright standing cabinet, but it also had the cocktail table cabinet. These were a lot harder to come by. In Dig Dug, you play as the character, Dig Dug, with a side view of a large landmass that you could navigate through. By tunneling into the terrain, you could control where the enemies could move. If you dug under a rock, after a few seconds it would crash down, smashing anything in its way. Killing enemies this way took good timing. The object of the game was to destroy all the enemies in order to move on to the next stage. But you had to be extra careful, because after a certain time had passed, enemies would be able to phase through the ground and come directly after you. Dig Dug is not defenseless, however. He possesses an air pump with a tad bit of range. Once an enemy was hit, you would fill the enemy with air. After 3 successful pumps consecutively, they would explode. Like most arcade games at that time, timing was extremely important. Determining which enemies you could kill and when to kill was extremely important. The arcade quickly became a hit with its fun and addicting gameplay, and small touches like having the music only play while Dig Dug is actually moving was a nice touch. It spawned a sequel, Dig Dug 2, and was met with much less success than its predecessor. Dig Dug 3 was called Mr. Driller and was released in the year 1999, followed by Dig Dug Dig and Strike, say that 3 times fast, on the Nintendo DS. This was a remake of the original arcade classic in 3D. The game has been ported to NES and Game Boy, as well as the Atari 2600. Later on the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube as part of the Namco Classic Collection. It later came on the Xbox 360 in the Namco Museum Virtual Arcade, as well as the Wii and Nintendo 3DS. And of course, it was eventually put on iOS and Android. The game may look easy, but it's actually quite challenging to master. Have a request for an arcade corner? Tweet me and include #ArcadeCorner. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com. Next time on Shack's Arcade Corner.